In the year 2000, leaders from many nations worldwide, including the Indian Prime Minister, signed on the UN Millennium Declaration with its commitment to reduce poverty by half worldwide. Today in India, the provision of sanitation faces two really big challenges. First is the physical delivery of sanitation to the poor in urban areas, and the second is the social taboo associated with all matters linked to human defecation. This makes even the discussion about sanitation in the public domain a difficult issue. For the alliance of SPARC, Mahila Milan and NSTF, the focus on sanitation and a commitment to minimum universal sanitation was made long time before the MDGs. NSDF, or the National Slum Dwellers Federation, is a membership-based organization where slum dwellers from over 70 large, medium and small cities in 9 states of India operate as a national federation. Its membership hovers around 450 to 500,000 households. Mahila Milan is a sister organization of NSDF and is a network of grassroots women's collectives from the slums that NSDF federates. Mahila Milan helps to highlight and strengthen women's role and contribution in slum communities and builds their capacity for leadership to manage and maintain community development activities. Today, along with their NGO partner SPARC, NSDF and Mahila Milan seek to create space for the poor in cities to participate in city development strategies. As far back as 1986, women from the pavement settlements of Baikala in Mumbai founded Mahila Milan and identified the lack of toilets as a critical element of their future habitat strategy. In their exploration of the sanitation issue, they believed that it was better for everyone to have a minimum access to sanitation than for a few households to get individual toilets. They designed children's toilets as a means to ensure that little children don't get left out of community toilet blocks designed for adults. They developed community management strategies as a means to address the issue of maintenance of community blocks that municipalities often have a hard time keeping clean. As a result, the Federation Toilet Block, which they suggested to municipalities, ensures that there is adequate water supply and electricity. It has spaces for communities to meet often above or around the toilet, and there is a room above the toilet block for a family that the community can hire to maintain the toilets 24/7. It has taken over 10 years to convince government agencies and municipalities to adopt and scale up this strategy. City and state government funds often allocated to sanitation remain unused because cities find toilets get defunct between 3 to 5 years. Why do toilets get defunct? It's often because of bad construction, poor water access, and no accountability of the city's conservancy staff to keep those toilets clean. In short, these toilets become no man's land. The toilet block constructed in Mumbai in 1998 at a location called Chikhalwadi demonstrates this concept. The partnership process that the communities offer to the city is very simple. The cities pay for the capital cost of construction. Communities design, construct, manage and maintain the toilets. Soon after the Chikhalwadi sanitation project, the city of Pune invited the alliance to explore this process at the city level. It envisaged that over 450 toilet blocks would be constructed in 3 phases in Pune between 1998 and 2005. The goal was to provide minimum sanitation to its entire slum population. 1/3 of the 450 toilet blocks are constructed by the women of Pune Mahila Milan. The city financed the cost from its yearly budget and engaged 5 NGOs and some private contractors to work with communities to undertake the construction and maintain the toilets for the next 30 years. Every few weeks, when 7 to 10 toilet blocks were completed, there was a Sandas Mela or a toilet festival. The municipal commissioner and senior politicians would inaugurate these toilets by breaking a coconut, a ritual or a symbol often associated with temples and purity in India. Today, these toilets are maintained by a network of community caretakers and supervised by the Pune Mahila Milan's Toilet Committee. This committee also engages a team of 11 women who undertake all aspects of maintenance that the local communities cannot do themselves. In 2001, the Mumbai municipality, having seen what's happened in Pune, altered their tendering procedures to allow the alliance to bid for the construction of more than 250 toilet blocks in the first phase of the Mumbai sewage disposal project, which was financed through a World Bank loan. In 2001, the SDI Alliance built a toilet block in the lobby of the UN in New York, and almost everyone present there visited this unusual exhibit. The message there, and even today, is very simple and clear. Communities of the poor want sanitation, not only for health and hygiene, but for the dignity to defecate in privacy. Governments have to do their bit, but they aren't ready yet. The partnership to expand and scale universal sanitation now includes city municipal authorities, state government officials, training and teaching institutions, and researchers. They all work with community federations to push the agenda of sanitation in slums. Any community group, NGO or municipality, or even financial institutions, anyone interested in exploring this strategy now gets a full tour to examine and explore the city and community partnership model. This has gradually led to memorandums of understanding and contracts with various cities to build community toilet blocks. So how does this experience contribute to the MDGs for sanitation? No solution can be designed either by the state or the community or the private sector on its own. This process reflects a community-devised and community-driven strategy for sanitation to respond to city and state authorities seeking to take up sanitation where communities are not yet organized. But in almost all cases, government officials, communities, and financial institutions have to see this process themselves, participate in the demonstration activities, and then explore this process. Because ultimately, seeing and doing is believing.